interesting. I'm not quite rocking out yet.
Yeah, I'm not feeling the 80s hair metal.
I could do a well guitar solo, yeah. But okay, this one, for taste, I think was pretty good. It kind of reminded me, you mentioned similar maybe to Red Bull.
Similar to Red Bull.
It has that kind of good sparkly finish like the Monster did. However, the thing I noticed for me differently about this one is that there was a tart afterkick on my tongue. I felt it on my tongue.
Yeah, there's a very tart kick in the end. Biggest thing is right up front, it's this big blast of, I want to say, a malty flavor.
Yeah.
It doesn't sit well with me. I gave it a 2. I gave it a 2 for taste, just because of that weird malty kick at the beginning. But the tartness kind of rounds it out at the end.
Yeah, it's definitely interesting. It does have a bit of a balancing act, whereas a lot of them don't, at least that I've had. Packaging-wise, I give it a 2. Again, it's not the most eye-catching. However, the Rockstar logo with the 2 R's, that's kind of iconic. You see it everywhere.
The back and forth R's. You got to look at there's actually a star in Rockstar.
Yeah.
It pops out. It pops out.
So it's pretty iconic. I give them that for sticking kind of in, into
glamming it up. They glam the can.
I'm gonna give it a 2.
I'm gonna give it a 2 as well. Crunk.
Alright, we are going to be trying our next drink in the confines of my relatively small and offensive restroom.
Well, it says refresh, invigorate, arouse, energize, replenish, and stimulate.
All of those things.
All of that at once.
Brought to us by the auspicious of a Lil Jon.
Lil Jon. Lil Jon actually reps this stuff. You see here, horny goat weed is actually in this, which is sold as a sexual stimulant.
Wow! Now you originally saw this on.
I saw this on MTV Cribs. Lil Jon was repping it with his homies, so.
It's definitely the first drink of the night that's not the same color. This is like a dark red, almost like a blood orange or something.
Almost.
Whoa.
Whoa. Alright, so, Crunk energy drink. I mean, impressions. What do I get?
The flavor is wild. As much as I like eating different fruits, I can't really pinpoint exactly what one this brings to mind. Maybe like plum?
Maybe a little bit. It does
have rose.
It does have a juice quality to it. Almost like you're drinking, juice mixed with pop almost.
Cranberry also.
A little bit of cranberry in there. Now, I mean, as far as flavor goes, I gave it a 3 because it's very interesting. I mean, the red coloration on it too, you can clearly tell.
It has a bit of a head on it too.
A little bit of a head, and it's good.
I almost gave it a 3 as well. Unfortunately, I did knock it down to a 2, and that's because as much as I do like the faint kind of, like we said, some different fruits and stuff, it does have a bit of a strong aftertaste, that artificial, the sweeteners and different things. So,
okay.
But package-wise, again, as you mentioned, it's got all that ridiculous quality about it that just sings, ludicrous.
Exactly. It is with pomegranate juice. That's what it is. That was the fruit, pomegranate.
And I almost said pomegranate.
And the biggest thing, the packaging is over the top. It's right in your face. The fact that it's horny goat weed and
skull cap.
Oh, skull cap.
Who would have thought, right?
To arouse. So I mean, but we do need to warn the folks at home. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Just so you know.
Just so you know.
All that aside, scores.
Scores. For taste, I gave it a 3. Mm-hmm. Packaging, I gave it a 2. I gave it the highest I could give it because the packaging, it grabs you.
I only give it a 1, and as you said, I mean, I would like to give it a 2 because it is completely silly and just something that's kind of eye-popping. But as far as colors, design, fonts, I keep kind of harping on this. But a lot of them use a very similar generic font. I think if you really want to get Crunk, put some gold on there, like some bling. Put some silver, make it flashy. This, if it didn't say Crunk, if it said junk or shelf or any random word, it would just look like just about every other energy drink.
It would be...
Get creative is what I'm trying to say.
Get creative, Crunk. Get creative.
Amp Energy. Wow. Okay, I've never had Amp Energy before.
Amp Energy, it's basically the product of Pepsi and Mountain Dew. You can see right there, even Mountain Dew emblazoned on the can. Yes. I guess it's supposed to be the grown-up, you know, maybe evil cousin of Mountain Dew. It's got to give you that amp, give you that kick.
And I mean, it does say on the side, the power of amp energy gets you focused and ready for everything life throws at you each day or night. Absolutely everything. That's kind of a bold approximation.
That's a very, very deep statement.
Brian, your dog just got hit by a car. Amp gets me through it. You know,
amp will get you through it, and you could actually get hit by the car as well. And
your house will burn down. Hey, you still got a bottle of amp? You know, okay, I'll give it to them. They're pushing the envelope.
They're pushing the envelope, but however, the glass, I mean, the color as compared to all the other drinks, this is like if the Incredible Hulk were to cry. I would imagine it would be this color.
I'm excited about this one.
Let's go for it, Brian.
Wow. Okay, now, well, we just tried it, and I gotta say, Paul, this was really shocking. Because we don't like that they're trying to necessarily associate themselves and get the easy credit with the Mountain Dew.
Exactly.
And that was my fear, that this was going to taste like a more punchy Mountain Dew.
And it really doesn't. It's got its own very unique flavor.
The citrus and the fruit taste that I was getting was completely unexpected.
Right up front, it's like getting punched with just like a citrus punch right in the face.
Yeah, you're getting thrown right into a lemon stand down in East LA.
Oh yeah.
I mean, you're swimming in the tartness.
So I'm gonna give it a 3 for taste. How about you, Brian?
I'm also gonna give it a 3. I mean, how unique and how fun and refreshingly different it was than what I had expected. Almost knocked it up to a 4 for me, but I don't want to give it a 4 on gimmick alone. Packaging-wise, however, this is the first of the 3 mainstream heavyweights that I'm going to give a 1 to, just because it's very nondescript. In fact, to me, all it relies on is kind of cliches. The kind of curvature on this, I mean, the font itself, it doesn't speak to me. I mean, it says everything about being a generic energy drink to me.
Same, and I think they could be more creative. I feel exactly the same. You know, it's just doing some different colors of green and black. Monster had already established that.
Sure.
You know, they got the little flame, but as far as that goes, it's silver, and it peeves me with Mountain Dew. Having Mountain Dew emblazoned on the can, you're relying on an established trend.
I say thumbs up for the taste. You surprised me. Packaging though, boring.
Give it a 1. I'd give it a 1.
1.
Cocaine?
Okay, up next is cocaine, which, how ridiculous is that? Now this has actually been privy to some controversy.
Yes, it's probably, as far as I would say, it's the most infamous energy drink. It's been on the news. It had to change its name to actually where it was blank on the front, like they had taped over it, because they weren't allowed to sell it. They weren't allowed to sell it.
It's very odd. Not recommended for pregnant women, etc. One thing it does note on the front, spicy hot.
Spicy hot, right on the bottom.
Not any other energy drink that comes to mind is going to tell you that it's spicy hot. Usually they're very sweet, actually. Right. Opposite. Another thing that I never saw before, it says energy level, and it gives you 3.5 animal heads. I don't know, is that a
3.5 longhorns, it looks like.
Okay.
Well, we'll see, Brian. We'll see.
Yes.
That's so terrible. Oh, there it is. Yeah, there it is.
Ah.